a stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most are off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leaves him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beach dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need 3 wishes. Stay at home, Disney Dad.
The ad for this movie is always in the same block of ads as the creepy Madeline movie, which again was wonderfully random and terrifying. So I'm kind of expecting big things here today. We start with Santa narrating over a globe, and he explains that he hits every house in one night because he has help. But sometimes his help sucks. No, sometimes his help is sick. Granny Rose is one of his helpers, but Granny Rose had a cold one year and couldn't help out. Oh, this was written by a dude. I'm pretty sure Granny Rose endured childbirth and everything else that comes with being a woman and a mom, and a grandma, but a cold keeps her from helping Santa at Christmas. Okay, all right, I gotta say this right now. I don't like this animation style. We start with twins who are greedy twins. They give Jonesy, is that his name, their list, and they ask her to give their list directly to Granny Rose because it's rumored that she knows Santa. We get a monologue about how they think other kids who only ask Santa for one gift are stupid. Some kid is window shopping and he sees a train set he's going to ask Santa for his friend Charlie. All this kid wants? One special friend. I mean, he goes into the shop where Granny works, and okay, finally, his name is Christopher Winter, and this gruff old man is up in his grill. He steps on a toy duck and falls and calls it a dumb duck. This old man looks at the list of this kid's Christmas list that's going to go to an orphanage, and he laughs until he coughs because there's no money for orphan kids at Christmas. This old man is a Christmas grump, and he tells them there is no Santa, and poor orphans don't get gifts. Grandma Rosie is upstairs calling for Mr. Grimm from her bedroom where she is indeed sick with a cold. She tells him it's almost time, and he whispers, "Time to put my plan in place." Oh my God, Grimm is feeding Granny Rose a roofie or something. He legit slipped something in that old woman's drink. She's all worried because she can't help Santa, but Grimm offers to deliver the presents in place of Granny Rose. He opens her secret chest and there's a magic broom. He puts on her magic shawl and takes the broom out of the house after answering the phone and lying to the doctor about Granny Rose's condition. Oh, this guy is taking money for the gifts and running. I'm not sure, but I think that's his plan. Grimm is stuffing a bunch of money in a secret safe in the toy shop, but a couple of creeping punks from the alley spy Grimm in his safe, and they hatch a plan to come back later tonight and rob him and his safe. Suddenly we pivot, the toys come to life, and there's an emergency meeting of the Toy Society. These are the gifts come to life. They're worried that they're not going to be delivered to the right kids tonight. It takes a while, but the toys collectively come to an agreement that they should deliver themselves on Christmas Eve, which is also tonight. They decided to leave something, I'm not sure what that word was supposed to be, a note maybe? I can't read that. For Granny Rose, who might have been poisoned at this point. I don't know. Grimm comes home and sings Jingle Bells, My Wallet Swells, and that's fun. Okay, he also plans on selling the toys that would be delivered by Santa and the old lady to the parents of the kids at the last minute. I'm not 100% sure. I feel like the old analog audio is struggling here, folks. The volume levels of the voices and sound effects and the background music are bad. Like, the mix is bad. I can't hear half this stuff. But I think that's what it is. These are supposed to be the free gifts from Santa to be delivered tonight, but he's going to sell them to the parents right at the buzzer. They keep talking about this toy train called the Blue Arrow, but I'm going to mention it now because I feel like it's going to be important later on by how many times they've already randomly mentioned it. The toys find a hole in the wall. They're going to escape into the alley and make a break for it. The guy voicing Grimm sounds super familiar. I gotta Google the voice actor. Nope, never heard of him. The toys stumble across a little boy asleep in a basement, and I can't tell if this is supposed to be sad or if this is just like the way his room actually looks. They read his note to Santa that he left by the bed, and the toys agree that one toy should stay with him. And they all agree it should be the teddy bear. And the teddy bear crawls into bed with this kid, and this is sweet. No sarcasm. If I was a kid, I think this would be a fun adventure to think about, like a gang of toys roaming the city, and after every house, there's one less toy until only one toy remains because they're all finding homes, right? That's a fun Christmas Eve while you're asleep visual for a kid. That's good stuff. Grim barely figures out how to make the witch's broom fly, but he eventually traps the toys in an alley. It just dawned on me, we're like 30 minutes into this and there's been no Santa Claus yet. The toys dodge Grim and he runs his stupid face first into the brick wall like the Kool-Aid man. And now he's unconscious, like spread eagle on his back in the alley. That's pretty funny. Roofied Granny Rose is still alive, but she's in the upstairs bedroom above the toy shop. That makes sense. The alley robbers are back trying to slip into the slightly ajar window of the toy shop to break into the safe and take the cash, but it's too small. They need to go find a kid that can help them, a kid that can fit through the open window. This has turned into like a fantasy, like adventure genre movie. All this is people going from A to B and trying not to die. Out of nowhere, they burst into a song about Christmas, and a statue comes to life, and we get these guys getting an early Christmas present. This animation scene did not happen by accident. Look at this. Look at this. There's the early Christmas present I was talking about. Grim appears and maniacally laughs into the lightning. Awesome. He tricked the idiot Merlin toy into giving up his friend's location. Once again, this movie makes Merlin into an idiot bumbler. Every single movie, Disney and beyond, everyone makes Merlin, the magician, into an idiot. No idea why. Grim finds the toys. They scatter. They eventually shake Grim and they forgive Merlin for being a bumbler. They find Granny Rose, a secret book of kids' names and what they asked for Christmas. This is going to help him. I guess Grim had it, but he dropped it. Now the toys have it and they have their destination and the toys. Let's go. Suddenly we get suspenseful music and someone is calling Granny Rose. It's the chief elf from the North Pole, wondering what's up as the toys have not been delivered yet. Granny knows she messed up. She got played, so she gets the spare room and shawl, and suddenly she's well enough to do her job after all on Christmas Eve. The toy store robbers nab Christopher, and they tell him to get through the window of the toy store and open the door, but they're bumblers, and they get him through the window, but then he just immediately calls the police. They didn't think that one through, did they? The police come, but they think Christopher broke in as well, and he's on his way to the big house with the other two robbers. He's off to the Hoos Cow, the Clink, the Slammer. The toys are being delivered as well as we get rid of one main character one by one. See? This is fun. I was right. This is good. Granny wakes up Mr. Tinker, the toy maker, and tells him to open his shop and start making toys. It's like midnight. She'll be back in an hour. One kid wanted a toy boat, so they take the toy captain and his boat, and they put him in the kid's sink. And there's another main character gone, which again is satisfying. It's what I talked about. Making characters say goodbye one by one is happening, and it's fun, but there's also sadness to it. And it wasn't for a little boy named Sam. It was Samantha, a little girl, who uses this nautical man as her doll. That's really funny. It played out well. Granny flies into the night as Mr. Tinker madly paints toys. Grim peels himself off the ground and marches on. One kid gets talking pencil crayons back at jail. One bumbler rats out the other bumbler. They're bickering, and they leave Christopher sleeping on a bench at the station. Rascal, the real dog, finds a toy dog hiding in the trash can and pulls him out. Now the fake dog has turned into a real dog. Okay, Grim is coming around the corner. He's given up on his first scheme, or his second scheme. He's going to go back to his first scheme and just go get the money from the safe and make a break for it. Back at jail, the night watchman comes to Christopher's aid. He explains that Christopher is actually a good guy and not a crook. And then the cross-dressing captain, who is like Samantha's toy, returns and he scrubs off his prison makeup. And Granny says, I'm sorry about that. I'll find you a child boy who lives by a lake, so I guess Samantha doesn't get anything. The little blue train almost gets run over by a real train. These toys are for a kid named Charles. Charles's uncle works on the railroad. All the livelong day, you're welcome. The train tower has collapsed. Charles and his uncle, the train people, run out to fix it, but Charlie gets his foot stuck in the track, which never actually happens in real life, and he almost gets killed, but the train stops, and the toys say, that Charlie sure knows trains, does he? Does he? They're honored to be his Christmas present. Granny talks to the police chief and tells them to release Christopher. She says she can't deliver the chief's kid's gift until they release Christopher, and that's that. The chief's like, oh yeah, here you go. He's got a bit of an attitude, but then Granny gives him a laundry list of things he's done wrong in his life that Santa has seen and documented. So she's like, Santa's like snitch, Santa's apprentice. She hops on her broom and flies off into the night. What is left? What's left? What's left? Grim has to get his. Oh, the dogs. Rascal wants to adopt the new toy dog come to life, but the new real dog catches the scent of the boy he's supposed to be a gift for. The sun's coming up. It's Christmas morning. Granny Rose is almost out of time getting the gift delivered right at the buzzer. Christopher is all disheveled, and he's wandering the street after he got let out of jail trying to find home. Some stagecoach, horse, and carriage guy pick him up, and Granny is getting presents down the chimney right at the last second, just as kids are waking up. As I mentioned, Christopher falls asleep in the carriage, and he wakes up in the land of dreams, and he's mingling with all the toys in this weird place. Granny, Rose, and Santa are there, and his dead dad. Wow. So is he dead as well? What happened? I don't know. This is trippy. Papa says, I'm still alive in your heart. Granny finishes delivering the gifts. People are yelling at a stray dog. You should have stayed a toy dog, my boy. He gets caught under the hooves of the horse and carriage, and Christopher wakes up and, hey, that's my dog! He hops out, and he walks home with his new dog. Is this it? Oh no, the townspeople are forming a mob, and they're looking for Mr. Grimm. They're all waiting for him at the toy shop. Just as he's leaving with a briefcase full of money, the mob chases him, and they want blood. They want their pound of flesh. His briefcase falls open, and all his money spills into the street, and the townspeople collect it all, and they give it back to Granny Rose in a giant Christmas Day parade donation gift. The police grab Grimm. Granny flies down to Christopher and explains how everyone got what they wanted, and he even got a real dog. She says the dog's name is Jingles, and he got exactly what he asked Santa for, and so did Jingles the dog. Aww. We pull out of the toy shop, and Santa's voiceover says that the toys helped Santa for years to come. And we pull back even further to the Earth shot we started with, and we fade to black. Meh.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism